Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and thick green forests, there lived two sisters, twins, who looked so alike that strangers often mistook them for the same person. But though their faces were mirrors, their hearts were as different as day and night. The elder twin, Amaka, was gentle, kind, and full of compassion. She was loved by all, for her laughter was like bird song and her heart overflowed with generosity. Amaka would give her last morsel of food to a hungry child or the clothes off her back to someone in need. Her sister, Amara, however, was very different. She was miserly, selfish, and hard of heart. Though blessed with wealth, she never shared. If a widow came knocking at her door, she would send her away empty-handed. If children cried for food, she would slam her windows shut so she would not hear them. The villagers called her the stone-hearted twin. Their parents had died when they were still young, leaving behind great wealth, barns full of grain, cattle, jewelry, and land. Amaka used her share of the inheritance to help the poor, clothe the naked, and feed the hungry. Amara hoarded hers in locked chests, counting her riches by the light of her lamp at night, smiling only at the sight of gold and cowries. One year, the rains refused to fall. The sun blazed fiercely day after day until the earth cracked, the rivers dried, and the crops withered. Hunger gripped the land like a cruel spirit. The men of the village sat in despair, the women wept, and the children cried weakly for food. At last, the villagers went to the twins' compound. They knew Amaka's heart and hoped she would help. True to her nature, Amaka opened her barns and shared all that she had: yam, rice, beans, cassava, until not a grain remained. The villagers blessed her, but her cupboards were bare. Meanwhile, Amara hid behind her locked doors, clutching her keys tightly so no one could beg her for food. That night, when the villagers had gone, Amaka searched for pots and bowls for even a crumb, but there was nothing. Hungry and weak, she went to her sister's room and knocked softly. "Sister, please, I have given all I had to our people. Share a little with me." Amara laughed cruelly. "Madame do good. You have wasted your food on beggars. Now you want mine? I am not your keeper. Go and eat the praises of the villagers if they fill your belly." Amaka's heart sank. Though her sister's words cut deeply, she was not surprised. She tied a wrapper around her waist, slipped on her worn sandals, picked up a small calabash of water, and set off into the forest. The forest was hot and dry. Birds were silent. As Amaka trudged along, her eyes fell upon an old man seated beneath a mango tree. His clothes were ragged and his lips were parched. "My daughter, I have sat here all day, weak and thirsty. Could you spare me a little water?" Without hesitation, Amaka handed him her calabash. "Drink it all, father. I am hungry, not thirsty." The old man drank deeply, sighed with relief, and then smiled. His eyes twinkled with something strange, almost otherworldly. "You are truly kind-hearted," he said. "Take this." From his side, he produced a beautifully carved calabash and placed it in her hands. Inside were 5 gleaming cowries. "Listen carefully," he said. "Whatever you desire, speak it into this calabash so the cowries may hear. Then shake it 3 times and your wish will be granted. But beware, never take the cowries out, for the blessing will vanish forever." Before Amaka could thank him, she looked up and the old man was gone. Excited, Amaka ran home. She opened the calabash and whispered, "I am hungry. Please, give me a plate of rice with beef and sweet plantain." She shook it 3 times. To her amazement, the aroma of steaming rice, spicy stew, and golden plantains filled the air. She clapped her hands, danced around the room, and ate until her hunger was gone. The next day, she invited the whole village to a feast. Quietly, she slipped into her room and whispered wishes into the calabash. Before long, tables groaned under roasted yam, palm wine, soups, and fruits. The villagers sang her praises, calling her a blessing to their land. But Amara grew suspicious. She knew Amaka had emptied her barns. How could she now feed an entire village? That evening, Amara hid by the door and spied on her sister. She overheard Amaka speaking to the calabash. Greed flared in her eyes. Late that night, when Amaka slept, Amara crept into her room, stole the calabash, and ran away. She packed her fine clothes, her gold, and set out, dreaming of riches beyond imagination. On the road, she smirked. Why should Amaka be the one to enjoy such power? I deserve it more. She opened the calabash and said, "Give me a flying carpet to take me far away, where no one will bother me." She shook it 3 times, and before her appeared a shimmering carpet. With a laugh, she jumped on the carpet. The carpet lifted into the air. Amara clutched the calabash tightly, but as the wind blew, it slipped from her hands, fell to the ground, and shattered. The 5 cowries rolled out and scattered into the dust. Immediately, the blessings ended. The carpet soared higher and higher, carrying Amara without rest. She cried out, "Stop! Stop!" But the carpet did not stop. Since she had not named the destination, it flew endlessly north, south, east, west, never landing, never pausing. Below, the villagers looked up and saw her crying, waving, begging for help. But they turned away. Is this not the same Amara that never helped us in our hunger? Let her reap what she has sown. Amaka and the villagers continued to prosper and live merrily ever after, with loads of rains, food, water, crops, peace, love, and progress abounding from her many wishes to the calabash. Whilst her selfish and greedy twin sister roamed uncontrollably around the night sky on the shimmering carpet. It is said that to this very day, if you look into the night sky, you might see a lonely figure gliding endlessly across the heavens. A woman who traded kindness for greed, cursed to wander forever on a flying carpet. And so it is told, generosity opens the door to blessings, but selfishness leads only to sorrow.